But anyhow, I want to thank everyone for coming and welcome you to this important time that we're having a groundbreaking for the expansion for the track of our vehicle driving center. This is something that over for the whole project has been in the works for a long time, and this will get to where the track itself is fully completed. The track will be approximately 2 miles long. It'll have capabilities for high-speed driving for law enforcement, which is something we haven't had. It'll also allow CDL drivers to get up to a higher speed, which one of the major things that they do for training is having them go through the gears. This will allow that. It will also have another big concrete slab for something we call a skid pad. And this is basically for law enforcement and others, such as new drivers, to come in and practice urgent or sudden braking and turning. And regular concrete, let alone asphalt, gets torn up with this. So that's why we can't do it on the current pad. That's what we call a skills pad, and it's a big concrete surface, but it would damage the concrete if we had the high-speed driving with sudden braking and turning. So the trade-off is the new pad that'll be coming in is going to be a little smaller, but it's going to be much deeper. It's going to have a real smooth surface to it to facilitate that type of braking and turning. And then a secondary feature that it's going to have is, and it will also facilitate fire training, it's going to have a hydrant next to it, which will also help us, besides being available for firefighters to train when it's not the dead of winter, but for during the dead of winter, assuming we have cold enough weather, which I think most of the time we're going to have, we'll be able to put water over it and actually do training on ice. So anyhow, with that, I want to introduce some of our guests. We'd like to start with the mayor, Mayor Bob Burns, if you'd come up and share your remarks with everyone.
Thank you, Rob. So first off, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for, obviously you're here because you have an interest, you've been involved all along, and this has been a long process, and I want to recognize a few people that have been involved in this process. First and foremost, Rob Yant, who has taken this on really as a special calling in his career, that he recognized the need for a training facility in Southwest Minnesota so that training could occur, and training could occur at a quality venue. So it's really a credit to Rob's leadership over the years. So thank you, Rob. And of course, Rob will be kind of driving off into the sunset at some point here. So it's a kind of also a special event that Rob's able to be part of this groundbreaking event. Also, there's members of the Merit Commission that are here. Thank you to the volunteer members of that commission, as well as the partners with Minnesota West Community and Technical College that have been all partners. And that's really what this is all about, is that this is not about the city of Marshall. It's not about one department. It's not about it's really about partnerships, and that partnerships are for the region, because we all recognize that a quality training facility for both our industry professionals and our public safety and public works professionals needs to be in existence, and it needs to exist in Southwest Minnesota. So we don't have to have our folks leave the region or leave the state to receive the type of training that and in their area. So thank you for that. Now, it also took some leadership really to help this happen, and that includes our legislative leadership. And I want to recognize Senator Gary Dames and Representative Chris Wodzinski. And Chris, I'm going to pass my notes say pass the microphone to Chris at this point, and don't talk too long is the other thing. And no, well, it can probably go for both of us, but let me also recognize Jasmine DeSmet. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you before. Jasmine, of course, our director here, and providing that continuity and doing the things that need to be done so that things can happen here. So with that, Chris, let me also say thank you for your efforts as a legislator and your support, because we know that this would not have happened but for the support of the capital investment dollars, the bonding bill. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much. Just want to thank also just all the leadership from the staff here at the Merit Center and also at the city and all the elected officials that helped make this done. Mr. Brewers too. You know, this is it's been a longer road to make this a longer road, and you know, we've been carrying this bill for a number of years, and finally, you know, really trying to bring that culmination together. And you know, the work at the Capitol is kind of fun because you recognize projects around the state, and what you try to do is lump them together as like type projects. And if you're, we did a couple of these projects that are similar up in the Twin Cities in this last session, and the goal was really to lump these things together to kind of have a broader brush, not just to simply affect Southwest Minnesota, but have training centers where they could be regional across the state. And so bringing those projects in together with this project, and then asking for a lot more money than we were asking for to try to really make sure that we stayed there was a big part of that. And so I think we got a couple extra bucks, but we were trying to shoot for a little bit more earlier, but that's great. But just want to thank everyone from Marshall and their work, and really look forward to what that's going to mean as far as bringing people to Marshall, bringing police and fire and the rest, and how that kind of encapsulates what this the vision for this project is here at the Merit Center. Bringing people to Marshall, staying in hotels, eating at restaurants, but also getting the training they need to be better, safer drivers. You know, whether it's CDL drivers, you know, there's a big shortage in that across the state, and how this place will play a part in that for the training, and that hopefully that regional support of regional businesses and entrepreneurs. So really proud of the work that Mr. Yant has done over through his career. I want to thank you for your service to Marshall, particularly, and in our region and leadership in this particular project. And you know, as you set out into next phase of whatever that might be, fishing, or maybe we'll get a boat out in one of these ponds here for you to practice that. So with that, thank you so much. So
Thank you. One brief comment. The staff was saying we need to get this done so Rob doesn't keep coming up and bugging us for bonding money. So both have been accomplished. So we appreciate that. Senator Deems, would you come up? We know it's a two-house, and we need both of their support. We've been fortunate to have the legislative support we've had. So Senator Deems.
Well, thank you, Bob, and good luck as your career comes to a culmination. I don't know when that's going to be, but certainly good luck in what your next endeavors are. So, and thank you for all your work on this. Stan, thank you, and the entire commission and all the other people that worked very hard to get this to where it's at today. Thank you very much. And thank the City of Marshall for hosting this. I know that sounds a little strange, but this is truly a regional facility. And so thank this community for taking the bull by the horns and laying out the plans for this, but not only that, staying with it and keep promoting it till you got it to where it's at today. I know there's some more things that you'll want to be getting done, but certainly appreciate all the work that was done by the folks here to get it to where it's at. I think it's going to be a real good addition to get the track finished, and I think it's also great for the region that they can come here for training and know that this facility is a good facility and it's a strong facility that's going to last for quite a while. So with that said, thank you folks again for all the work that you've done, and hopefully there will be more things that you get checked off your list as time goes.
Thank you. Okay, again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and the event isn't done. The most important thing now is going to be the actual groundbreaking. We will just ask you, everyone, to start a carpool out to the track. Probably have Jasmine maybe go out first with an old squad car. So if you sort of look for that, you get the general area and where you can go to. It's going to be in the northeast corner, which is where the roadway is going to be. And we'll go out there and do the groundbreaking ceremony, and then hope that you can stay and come back. Again, we've got coffee and we've got a lot more bars. And those end up going back to the Law Enforcement Center or Minnesota West if they don't get consumed. So we don't want any left. So I encourage you to come back and then have some of that conversation that I had to interrupt you for. So again, you can figure out carpools or get together, but we'll just go across the road into the northeast corner of the track, and we'll do the groundbreaking there.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Awesome look.
Perfect.
Multitask.